It's Mr. Paul Ritter. He's here to help us with that health and wellness. Yeah, because as we grow spiritually, God has given us these bodies so that we can do it as well. So we're getting both ends today. So at this time, let's turn our attention.
Good afternoon. How are you ladies doing today? Well, I'm excited to be here. I want to thank you guys for having me first and foremost. I was just sharing with a good friend of mine. I asked her, was the conference good? She said yes. I said, well, I hope I don't mess it up. First and foremost, I want to congratulations on your first conference. Give yourselves a round of applause. Yes. I'm just honored to be here. I want to give honor to the pastor of your church and First Lady. I don't know if they're around, but being that this is their sanctuary, I want to give honor to them first and foremost. Secondly, I want to thank you guys for coming out. And thirdly, I want to honor my mom. She's somewhere around there. Well, there she is. Give my mom a big round of applause. Because as I tell you our story, if what happened to her hadn't happened, I wouldn't be here. So for multiple reasons, she carried me 9 months no charge, so she gets anything she wants. I'm excited. So today I'm going to talk about health and wellness and food, and I might throw a scripture or two in there. Now, if I mess up the scripture, y'all don't be mad, because I am not a preacher, so the words may not be right, but you'll get the point. So, 15 years ago, I started teaching health and wellness because my mom, can you stand up? Stand up, Mom. I want everybody to get a good look at it. Stand up, real quick, stand up. 15 years ago, she had a massive heart attack. And the day she had her heart attack, we were just, you can sit down there. She takes good instruction when I'm doing stuff like this. We had just finished eating a salad and a turkey burger on wheat bread. And at that time, she was a size 6'8", not overweight, taking no medication. And so when she had her heart attack, we rushed to Baylor Hospital, and they started hooking her up to all of this different type of stuff. And it was really life-changing. How many of you know someone that's had a heart attack? Okay. How many of you know someone that has had cancer? Being this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Any survivors in the room, by the way? Any survivors? Yeah! Give it up! How many of you know, as we're just going down this track, I just want to get another feel for the room. How many of you know someone that's diabetic? Look how many hands keep going up. How many of you know someone that has high blood pressure? Mm-hmm. Yeah. How many of you know, how many of you don't know what you have? So, back to the story. We're at Baylor Hospital, and they're just starting to hook her up to all these different machines and so forth. And before you know it, she's in ICU. I mean, in a room with machines everywhere. And she was there for a week. And when she came out, they put her on 12 medications. So she literally, ladies, went overnight from a size 6'8" to a size 20. You see what she is now. And here's the best part of it. My mom's 80 years old. So, long story short, I'll spare you the details of the story because it can kind of be depressing, all the stuff we went through to get to this point. But we finally found a doctor that taught us how to eat right. Said you got to change how you eat, change how you shop, change how you cook, make it a lifestyle. So, how many of you have tried a diet? How many of you are on a diet? How many of you know they don't work? So today, I'm going to share with you, we're going to break some myths to get passed along on calorie counting. I don't teach calorie counting. I don't teach portion control. Yeah, how about that? I don't teach you, sign me up. I don't teach cutoff times to eat. And so I'm going to walk through all three of those, and then there are about 5 or 6 topics I'm going to talk about, then I'm going to open it up for question and answer. They always say a good teacher tells you what he's going to tell you, teaches it to you, and then tells it back to you again so you don't forget what he told you the first time. So I'm going to open it up for question and answer. So if you have a question and, just raise your hand. So anyway, we started this journey 15 years ago, and it has taken me to places and people that you could just never imagine. And with that said, so the first topic we're going to jump into is sugar. How many of you like sweets? My type of person. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. How many of you chew gum? Where are my gum chewers? All right, and you, right there, yes, you. What kind of gum you chew? Yeah.
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free. She said that when the church popped out. Sugar-free. So, I'm glad you do, because see, that's where we're going to start. So, I want you to understand, and forgive me guys, I like to have a lot of fun because I truly believe you learn more through laughter than lecture. So, understand that the first ingredient in anything sugarless or sugar-free is sorbitol. Sorbitol is alcohol. You get high on your own supply every day. Alcohol doubles your sugar level. Alcohol doubles your sugar level. And the first ingredient in every sugarless or sugar-free product, so those of you, where my Orbit gum chewers at? Where my Orbit people, my 5, all of that? Okay, there you go. If you just happen to look on the back, the first ingredient is sorbitol. And then you'll see 2 other alcohol sugars, mannitol and lactitol. So in actuality, 75 to 80% of all your sugarless products are alcohol. So for all my sugar-free gum chewers, if you were to put a piece of gum in your mouth right now, and if I had a sugar meter and I could prick you in about 10 or 12 minutes, your sugar would be 250. Diabetic is 100. But because we are creatures of habit, we do the same thing day after day. And so now, I always use gum as an example, but it goes for any sugarless or sugar-free product. So you want to move away from that. So I'm also the guy that, I'm not going to completely tell you what not to do. I'm going to give you better choices. That sound good? Okay, so if you are a major gum chewer, a gum that I would encourage you to go buy is called Glee. Glee, like the glee of the Lord is in your soul. I don't know if that's a scripture or not, so don't quote me on that. But the gum is called Glee. And it's got about 5 flavors, but it's really good. It's made from all natural products. You can buy it at Sprouts, Central Market, Whole Foods. No. Say that again? Amazon will have it, absolutely. Amazon would absolutely have it. So now let's move on from the gum, and let's talk about all the different sweeteners on the market. How many of you use the pink packet? The pink packet, Sweet and Low. Any Sweet and Low users in here? Now y'all know y'all are in the church, so you have to tell the truth. Okay, good. So Sweet and Low is made from saccharin. But do we know where saccharin comes from? Petroleum gasoline. Ooh. And so you want to stay away from that one. Anybody use the blue packet? Equal. Okay, 1, 2. That's it? Okay. Equal has aspartame in it. Aspartame, when it reaches 86 degrees, turns into embalming fluid. Now, don't frown your face up for those of you that are looking at you like, girl, you use that. I'm gonna hit your street in a minute too. Something you're using too. So just hold on. But here's the challenge: aspartame is also in anything diet, anything light. Where my ladies at to buy like Where are my calorie counting ladies? Where are my calorie? Tell the truth. Oh, nobody in here counts calories? Okay. Anything that's like 100 calories or 50 calories or anything that has a calorie count has aspartame in it. And aspartame, when it reaches 86 degrees, turns into embalming fluid. Your body runs at 98 degrees every day. And so when you're using sweeteners like Sweet and Low, sugar-free products, aspartame, they do two things to your body, ladies. And if you're honest today, if you're a consistent user of any of that, you're having some of these little issues. They cause digestive issues sometimes. Your stomach gets a little upset. Secondly, it really affects your short-term recall, your memory. You know, how many of you work in an office? Where are my office workers? So you know you go down to Tracy's desk, and you get down to Tracy's desk and you go, girl, I'll email you in a second. I'll tell you a funny little story. I will not say the name of this client of mine, but a few years ago, she was working at her desk at home, and she said her feet had gotten a little cold. So she was working at her desk at home, and her feet had gotten a little cold, so she said, you know what, I need to go put some socks on. That makes sense, right? Your feet cold, put some socks on. She said, let me go put some socks on. So she went to her bedroom, and then she forgot why she went to the bedroom. And then she went back to her desk and sat back down, and she was like, man, my feet sure are cold. Short-term memory loss, you get it. So when you're consuming a lot of artificial sweeteners, it will affect that. And then the last sweetener, bad one I want to talk about, then we're going to talk about the good, then we're going to talk about how we can reverse the damage. Does that sound good? It's Splendor. Any Splendor users in the room? Ooh, I need some oil for y'all, right? Y'all got any holy oil in here right now? I can just lay it on and just bless y'all. Splendor is the worst of the worst. I would call it, Splendor is the devil. It has 3 really long words that you don't understand, and that's part of the trick. But what those words are, 2 are toxic, 1 is a poison. The poison in Splendor is arsenic, rat poison. But yet and still they put on there calorie-free, doctor recommended. And don't get me wrong, I'm not someone that's gonna bash doctors, because I got a lot of doctors as clients and they pay me some good money, so I love my doctors. But you just have to be your own doctor, honestly. I believe it's in the Bible in Mark, where the woman had the issue of blood, right? For 12 years. You know, 12 is a number of, scripturally means something that rules over you, something that governs you. So she had a issue of blood for 12 years, and she saw many physicians, right? Am I right so far? I ain't making nothing up so far, right? I'm doing pretty good. Saw many physicians, but yet grew worse and spent all that she had. And that's very prevalent to our society now, because what will happen is you'll have some type of something dealing with you, you know, blood pressure, cholesterol, hypertension, thyroid issue, you know, something. And you'll go get an opinion from a physician, right? And you won't like that opinion. So then you'll go to another physician and get another opinion, and you won't like that one, and you'll go to another physician, and by the time you go to the third one, all your co-pays have run out. But you don't get any better, you get worse. And so one of the things I'm really trying to teach is you have to be your own best doctor and let food be your medicine. Does that make sense? Okay, so we talked about the bad sweetness. Now let's talk about the good. Anybody here familiar with, anybody here born in the country? I'm talking about like country. 1, 2, just 2 people, 3. No other country folks. Not trying to be offensive, but just those 3 people. What color is sugar cane? Brown. Where does sugar come from? Sugar cane. So then if sugar cane is brown and sugar comes from sugar cane, what color should sugar be? Brown. So the best sugar to use in your home should be raw sugar. You know, sugar in a raw, turbinado. And the reason why it doesn't dissolve immediately and give you that sugary sweet taste is because it has fiber. And fiber is what you need. So raw sugar is great, raw honey is great. If you want to go down the herb road, stevia. Now let's be clear with stevia, you only want to use sweet leaf. Sweet leaf is green and white box because you have so many other knockoff brands now. So you want to be really, really careful on which one. You just don't want to pick up any stevia. You want to make sure you get the right one. Okay? Everybody with me so far? Yes. Yeah, that's a newer version. One of the things over 15 years I try to do is give you the best in the original, because things that are tried and true don't change. It's kind of like, well, we're in a church, so we would all agree the Bible is ultimate truth, right? Right? Okay, because see, I thought I might be somewhere else and I can use different language today, so I want to make sure I'm in the right spot here. Okay, all right. Well, one of the things when it comes to health and wellness, the truth never changes. Facts do, but the truth never changes. So we're going to really get down to the truth of how you should eat and so forth like that, because once you understand that, then you never have to diet again. You're never counting calories, you're never counting portion control, you're not counting carbs. And so let's debunk all of those right now. Where are my calorie counters again? I only had a couple with it. Okay, so here's the thing with counting calories. Generally, counting calories keeps you hungry. Because what most people don't understand is that the Food and Drug Administration, the way they label stuff and allow stuff to be worded, nothing artificial is counted as a calorie. That's why Zero Coke has no calories. But it's all artificial. Right? Yeah, you're with me, right? And so artificial ingredients have no calorie count to them. Secondly, portion control. Well, once you really get a grasp of all the right foods to eat, you can eat as much as you want. How many of you like apples? I heard y'all had some grapes today, right? Everybody like grapes? Strawberries? Fruits with skin, clean foods, vegetables. You don't have to ration that out because it's full of fiber. It's going to do two things. It's going to give you energy and make you go to the bathroom. Be like, excuse me. And so, cutoff times to eat. Let's see, I'm gonna pick on some people here now. I'm not gonna pick on her because she invited me. I want to be, yeah, I'm not gonna pick on her. I'll pick on everybody else. In the back, right there in the middle. Yes. Do you have a car? No. You don't have a car. Okay, I can't use you. Back there, right to you. Yeah, right there. You. Do you have a car? If you're out tonight around 9:30, 10 o'clock and your car gets low on gas, are you going to put some gas in it?
Yes, sir.
Why?
We'll be stranded.
Well, we won't be stranded, but it needs gas to run.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it needs fuel. So why is it that we've come up with this wonderful concept, if it's after 7 o'clock and you're starving, you wouldn't eat? Who came up with that rule? And who is they? They said don't eat after 8. So you just want to eat all the right things after 7 or 8 o'clock. Does that make sense? So stop counting calories, stop doing portion control, stop doing all that weird stuff. You know, when you do weird stuff long enough, you become weird. How many of you know the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So now I want you to look at your neighbor and ask them, are you insane? Because, let me tell you what's going to not happen today. As I continue to give you more and more information, someone's gonna say, y'all gonna talk about me after I leave, and it's okay. I'm used to being talked about. That's all right. Oh, good. I have a good sense of confidence. I'm okay. You're gonna be like, girl, you're talking about that. Yeah, that sound real good, but girl, I'm going back over here and I'll get my sugar-free gum. And the devil is a lie. I got all the Cokes in the pantry. I'm gonna drink my Diet Coke, girl. I don't care if it got Asper or what, or Willie Tang or whatever. I'm gonna drink my Coke and I'm gonna chew my gum. You ask yourself the question, are you insane? So that's a sugar conversation. Is anybody here diabetic on a serious note? Okay. So let me just target you for a quick second, because many times when you are challenged with being diabetic, that is not something you have to have the rest of your life. It was created so it can be reversed. Don't feel that you can't have anything sweet. You have to go back to things that are naturally sweet, i.e. fruits with skin. So if you're diabetic, I would challenge you to move away from bananas, because they say bananas for potassium. You can get potassium from sweet potatoes, but bananas have 3 times more sugar than they do potassium. Stay away from pineapples if you're diabetic. Ooh. I know I'm going against the grain. I know. You'll be okay. You'll be all right. You'll recover about 2:30 today. You'll recover. So those are a couple of things that those are definitely a couple of fruits you want to stay away from. Outside of that, you want to continually to eat fruits with skin all the time. Apples, blueberries, strawberries, grapes, pears, peaches, plums, nectarines. You want to make sure the fruit is organic, because you have to eat the skin, because that's the fiber that allows your pancreas not to produce as much insulin. Does that make sense? Okay. So, all right, so let's move on to the water conversation. How many of you drink water? Okay, good. I'm just gonna go table. This beautiful lady here, what kind of water do you drink? Yeah. Out of the tap most of the time, so we got tap. Y'all table gonna be tap table. Yeah, y'all be tap table. Okay, here, what kind of water do you drink? Essentially, so we're gonna call that, okay, that's a good table. That's a good water table, okay, Essentially. And the leather jacket right here. What kind of, yes, you. She's like, what kind of water you drink? Tap water, okay, so we got 2 tap tables and a clean water table. The lady next to the one with, no, yeah, there, right there, yeah. Yeah, what kind of water you drink? Nestle. So we got tap, Essentia, tap, Nestle table. Okay. In the back, right there with the jacket, with the front table, front seat, right? Yeah, you know I'm pointing at you. Right? Wait, hold on, y'all. She's trying to act like I ain't pointing at you. I'm pointing right at you. You say what? Any water. So okay, so we got tap, Essentia, tap, Nestle's any water table. Okay. You right here, what kind of water you drink? Yes, ma'am. Brittle water filter. So that'll be the brittle table. Okay. Right here, what you drink? Okay, so we'll do tap and filter / okay. So now, that table in the back, I see you have some core water. So we're gonna call you the core table. Oh, the tap water and the core bottle. You perpetrated. In the heaven's name. Moving on. Okay, this table right here with the lady with the beautiful gray hair right there. What kind of water do you drink?
LaCroix.
LaCroix. She said LaCroix. All right. So now let's kind of run through this now. Now I'm playing with y'all. I want to see how good y'all memory is too. So what table is this? Tap. This is the Essentia, right? What's this? Tap. Nestle, Brita, this is Brita, right? Anything, liqueur, core, filtered, Britta. Okay, so let's talk about water and why it's so vitally important. You know, water is mentioned hundreds of times in the Bible, so it might be kind of important. It's really important to drink alkaline water. So now, if you're drinking, take no offense, those of you at the other tables, if you're drinking Nestle, Sparklets, Dasani, Ozarka, Aquafina, all of those, that's just like drinking out your toilet. Sorry. Because they're all dirty waters. You really want to focus on drinking an alkaline water. So there are numerous alkaline waters on the market. You have one that's called Core, you have Fiji, you have Essentia. These names ringing a bell to any of you? Yes? They're more expensive. Yeah, I was waiting for somebody to say that. So, okay, so time out. Hold on. And now, okay, so it's only 3 guys in here, so I can get away with this pretty accurately. Okay, she said it's expensive, right? Okay, I'm probably gonna get kicked out in about 45 seconds, but I'm gonna go there anyway. How many of you have an iPhone? By a raise show of hands. How many of you have at least one really nice purse, a Coach bag? How many of you have at least 1 or 2 really nice pairs of shoes? And as I pulled up in the parking lot, I didn't see any cars on like 3 tires. I didn't see any bikes out there. I didn't see any of that stuff. So what am I saying? We have to shift our focus. Because we will spend, like, for instance, my friend right here. Come here for a second. Come here with your phone. Bring your phone. Come on up here. Yeah, come on up here. See, you open up this can. Come on up here. That's the present. So now, I'm not going to look at your phone. But now, she's got a really nice case on it. So if somehow or another, what's your name? Shauna. Okay. So, Shauna, watch this. Somehow, Shauna, if something really strange happened and your phone got broken today, right? If something really strange happened and the phone got broken today, would you go buy another phone today? Yeah. Not today, but maybe tomorrow. No, you want to replace your phone. Well, you have insurance. So watch this. Thank you for being part of it. So now watch this. So for her phone, she's got what? Insurance. Now, let's get back to the water conversation. We have to shift our focus. And I'm going to hopefully explain to you why clean water is so important. And then you'll decide if it's important enough for you to purchase. But several things happen when you drink alkaline water. So what makes a water alkaline? It has to have a pH balance of 7 or higher. Because how many of you are in the medical field? I know Nisi is. Who else is in the medical field? Back there? 2, 3? Anybody else? Just 4, 5? Okay. So if you're in the medical field, the language is very familiar to you. You either want your body is either acidic or alkaline. And the goal is for our bodies to be more alkaline, because the more alkaline our bodies are, the higher our autoimmune system functions. The more red blood cells we have, the more oxygen is transported into the body. So the quickest way to make your body more alkaline is drinking alkaline water. I.e., cancer, lupus, AIDS cannot survive in an oxygen/alkaline-rich environment. When your body gets alkaline enough, you won't even catch a cold. How many of you have been in a room where someone sneezes and then 30 seconds later you're like, oh dang, they gave me their cold, because you start feeling kind of sneezy, wheezy? Yes? You can relate? That's because your immune system was compromised. So it's so important to drink alkaline water. Number one, it builds your autoimmune system. Number two, it helps with your short-term memory. How many of you, what's my name? See that? There we go. Perfect example, here we go. Girl, Frank, Willie. No, girl, it wasn't that bad. John, that's it. Thank you. So, number one, you want to drink alkaline water because it's going to make your body more alkaline. And that is critical, ladies. That is so critical to your system. Number two, it helps with the short-term memory. And then number three, which is vitally important as we all tend to mature, when you start drinking enough alkaline water consistently, you really diminish your chance of having Alzheimer's or dementia. Just changing the water that you drink. So don't be cheap. Drink some clean water. Now, with that said, let me give you all a site where you can get water cheaper. Because, like my Brita table people, the Brita pitcher is great, but it doesn't make your water alkaline. It takes out the fluoride and the chlorine, but does not make your water alkaline. So let me give you a website. It's Seychelles, SeyChelle.com. I sure will. Seychelles, SeyChelle.com. I want you to pull it up because I want to show you, I want to kind of walk you through the website just to show you a couple little things. So when you got it, say hey. That was like literally hey, H-E-Y. Where was the rest of the people? Everybody got it? Yes? No? Kinda, sorta, almost getting there. I know. I'm technically challenged too. Let me tell you something, y'all. I just switched over to an iPhone. Now I've got an iPad and all this other stuff, but I just switched over to an iPhone. And for all of the people that say iPhone is like the phone, y'all are the worst storytellers. I have been really challenged, and now I'm getting better though. I'm getting better. I am not going to be insane, so I'm going to figure it out. Okay, did everybody get there? Yes? Yes? Okay, good. So if you see on that website, if you scroll down, initially you'll see a water bottle. This water bottle makes any water you put in it alkaline. I've tried with everything, gutter water, toilet water, I've tried it all for 12 years. I send all my clients here, I really need to get in touch with this company because I send them a lot of money. I really do need. Anybody here good with negotiation? I need a good negotiator with this company. No, anyway, that's another talk show. And then if you scroll down a little further, you'll see a water pitcher. See the water pitcher? You can find a water pitcher on their site or on Amazon for somewhere around $60. And it makes any water you put in there alkaline, ladies. The filters on there last 3 to 4 months. So I always tell people, order an extra filter when you buy it. And you'll find how that can save you money on water because you need to drink clean water. Yes, ma'am. The alkaline drops. Yes, and I'm so glad you asked that question. So let's talk about that. The challenge with the alkaline drops is you don't know what level of acidity the water that you're putting the alkaline drops in. And so understand the scale does not just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in your water's alkaline. It starts at a negative. So depending on the quality of the water, it could be -5, could be -2, could be -7, could be -6, but it has to get to 0, and then it has to get to at least 7.7, and one thing of that is not going to do it. Squeezing lemon in there, not gonna do it. Make your water taste better. Give you a little, make you feel a little bougie, but you know. So, but did I answer that question for you? I did? Okay, so everybody on that website, that's a website that I hope you lock into your phone, and sometime today or tomorrow or over the weekend, you can invest in clean water. Because your brain is over 80% water. How many of you get headaches? You're dehydrated. 9 out of 10 headaches come from dehydration. If you are having a headache, I will challenge you to drink at least 1.5 liters to 2 liters of alkaline water. Give yourself 15 minutes and your headache will go away. I guarantee you, it will go away. You will not need to take a Advil, Zyrtex, Tylenol, BP, all of that stuff. So, because all those things have side effects. They all have side effects. So I would encourage you to really focus in on water. Now, how much water should you drink? Is your body weight divided by 2? And that'll give you ounces. And then if you want to do the conversion from ounces to liters, that's how much water you should strive to drink every day. Okay, everybody good with that? We good so far? Y'all still paying attention? I ain't losing nobody yet? Okay, all right, next topic. Let's move on to cholesterol. Who here is taking blood pressure or cholesterol medication? If you are, stand up for a second, please. If you're taking blood pressure or cholesterol, stand up. Stand up. I want to count this. Let's see. Stand. Stay standing. Give me all a little exercise. Stand. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, you can be seated. So, a third of the room. You know, heart disease is the #1 killer, correct? That's what they say, right? Right? We agree? Okay. Here's the challenge when it comes to cholesterol. You're not born with it. You create it. So if we can create it, we can reverse it. So now, let's talk about where does cholesterol come from? Because it's almost like a mystery. You know, they want you to take a medication and you take it, but you're like, okay, how do I stop inducing cholesterol? Well, the #1 source in our society where cholesterol comes from is dairy products. Woo! Yummy, somebody said. How many of you, now, y'all in the church, tell the truth. How many of y'all like cheese? Oh, she put up 2 hands. So, for all my cheese lovers, let me tell you a little bit about yourself. 9 times out of 10, if you are an avid lover of cheese, you have an allergy issue or sinuses. Yeah, I know. You may have some type of asthmatic condition. Yeah. So let's talk about dairy and why this happens. Every time you consume dairy product, it closes your wind tunnel. That's why if you're having an asthma attack, the one thing you cannot have right then on the spot is milk. Because it will kill you. Well, what is it doing to you every day? You know, see, this is where we miss it as believers. You know, the Bible says the land was milk and honey. So we just assume that it's cow milk. Now, I'm not a Bible scholar, but show me the scripture where it says they're drinking cow milk. I'm waiting. So, #1, dairy is a high carrier of cholesterol. Now, we're gonna stay on this dairy thing for I know I'm irritating some of y'all now. They say, oh no, he ain't talking about my cheese here. Oh, no. Dairy is also the 2nd leading cause of cancer. Stop. Also, dairy has twice as much cholesterol as any meat. Yes. Oh no, the dairy's I'm throwing you a life preserver. Here, jump off the boat. Okay, so let's talk about dairy and why, and I'm just going to run through a lot of different things that it causes. Endometriosis, one of the root causes of that is dairy products. Endometriosis. Yeah. Thyroid issue. Anybody here with a thyroid issue? Overactive, underactive? Dairy. Why? Because the root cause of your thyroid to be overactive or underactive is an imbalance in cholesterol. And so you have to understand dairy is the cause of so many things. The number one cause of, and we are in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the number one cause of breast and prostate cancer is dairy products. So I'm not going to say, I don't tell people to eliminate all dairy. Let's get a cleaner version. So when I say that, when it comes to butter, get away from the country crop, the I can't believe it's not butter, the shed spread, the margarine. Oh, wow, y'all just frowning. Oh, wait, Jesus, Lord. That whole, I just lost the whole side of the room. They're just like, Father, help me. You want to go back to unsalted butter. Preferably organic, but if not organic, just go back to some good unsalted butter. Margarine, I can't believe it's not butter. Shed spread, country cock, smart balance, all of those are 1 degree away from plastic. That's why they float. Kerrygold is a butter. It's a butter. All of those are 1 degree away from plastic. That's why they float. They do not dissolve. They sit right on top. You know they sit on top because you look at it. And then you keep stirring, hoping it goes away. So just go back to, okay, so y'all see y'all taking me somewhere. I tried to go today. That table right back there. Stop it. That table, yeah. So we're gonna talk about cholesterol. So how many of you had either young children or grandkids that are, in that teenage stage, Okay, great. So understand, ladies, your thyroid is in control of your metabolic growth rate, correct? Right? Y'all do know that, right? Yes. And understand that cholesterol, wait a minute, I want to make sure before I say this. The average age, everybody had to be over 18 for this conference, right, Niecy? Okay, good. All right, I'm safe. Okay. Cholesterol is the key hormone for sex in men and women. Now, I'm going to get to our age group in a minute, but let's go back to the 8, 10, 12, 15-year-old group. All the young girls now, their breasts tend to be bigger. Their butts tend to be larger. Their cycle comes earlier. And they tend to chase the boys now. The boys don't chase the girls. And that's because their thyroid is overactive. Because when a woman's cholesterol is high, her sex drive is higher. When a man's cholesterol is high, his sex drive is lower. So the number one food group of teenagers is what? Dairy products. Cheese, pizza, quesos, cheese nips, ice cream, whipped cream, any kind of cream. And so I will encourage you, and this also leads into I'm going to try to be punctual with time. Oh man, I got to speed up. I got so much to give you. I got like 19 minutes. Okay. It also leads into so many other areas like ADD and eczema, and all of this stuff is rooted in dairy. So how many of you are big cereal eaters? Where are my cereal lovers? So the thing I'd encourage you to try today, look at your neighbor and say, I'm going to try. I want you to go get some rice milk. And the reason why rice milk is better than soy and almond is because rice milk is made from brown rice. It's lactose-free, dairy-free, cholesterol-free. Get the vanilla flavor, it tastes just like 2%. And it saves you $2. It's $2 cheaper than your milk. And you can use this for cereal, for cornbread, for pancakes, when I make macaroni and cheeses, all of that jazz. So, yes. Goat? Goat milk is a better choice because it's lactose-free, it's dairy-free, and almond milk is another choice. Soy is another one. Oat milk is now the new hot one that's out. But the thing, like I shared with her earlier, I'm going to give you the thing that's been around the longest, is tried and true, is rice milk. And if you're doing soy or almond, that is fine for you if you don't have a blood pressure issue or a cholesterol issue, because they both carry cholesterol. So see, once again with cholesterol, the key to eliminating bad cholesterol is stop putting it in. No one makes you do what you do. Our habits make us do what we do. Okay, so now let's keep moving on along this cholesterol. Yes, question.
What about like our kids, like 2, 4, 6-year-olds?
2, 4, 6-year-olds, rice milk. They'll be fine. I literally have, I don't have any now, but over the years I've probably had 300 or 400 pregnant women as clients, and I've literally walked them through their pregnancy. And the kids are birthed absolutely fine. As soon as they come out, they do breast milk. As soon as the mother stops doing breast milk, we do rice milk, and these are the healthiest kids you ever meet. Healthiest kids that you ever meet. Okay, another question? Did I see another hand somewhere? I'm good? Okay, good. So when it comes to dairy, rice milk, now, if you go to ricedreams.com, they have a whole line of ice cream. Woo! It has strawberry, vanilla, chocolate, ice cream sandwiches, Klondike bars, and it tastes delicious. Right? Just go to ricedreams.com, or I think that's it, and you'll see all the stuff that it comes up with. You can order it and ship it right to your door. Okay, so now let's continue moving on along with cholesterol, because I'm trying to get somewhere. For cholesterol also causes you ladies to cramp worse. Because that time of the month, blood can't flow as well because fat. Cholesterol turns into fat. Will we agree? Yes? So that time of the month when blood is flowing, it meets a wall. Cholesterol, the fat. Blood does not pass through fat. And that's what makes you cramp worse. So if you have young teenagers, young girls, and they're cramping really bad, just get them off the dairy products and their cramping will minimize dramatically. And then as you continue to age, cholesterol is the key, I'm not gonna say ingredient, the key reason why you have to have a hysterectomy. Anybody here had a hysterectomy? Ooh, wow, I'm in the right place. The root cause of a hysterectomy is too much cholesterol over years and years and years. The doctors are not gonna tell you this, but look at the common sense of it. You have a hysterectomy, let me pronounce it correctly. And then they give you, as a synthetic drug, the thing they just took out. And if you had a hysterectomy, if you just think back over all your years, you are a dairy lover. You're a cheese lover. I can tell you, I don't need to actually, I know you are. You're a cheese lover. Because that's what causes it. And so now, how many of you are married? Okay, so, good. So I'm gonna tell y'all something about men. Now don't go back and say, honey, let me tell you what I found out. Raise your hand. Repeat after me. Raise your hand. See, I know y'all tell it. I promise. That wasn't the whole room. I promise not to repeat what Paul's gonna tell me. Okay, all right. Look, she did. Okay, because see, let me tell you, if you repeat what I'm getting ready to tell you, any of y'all got a birthday coming up, any of y'all got an anniversary coming up, you ain't getting nothing. So you just keep this close to your heart and don't repeat it. So The reason why Viagra, Levitra, Cialis, and all these things are so popular with men, because that's a cholesterol issue. When men's cholesterol is high, circulation is low. Stimulation in the mind may be high, but the circulatory part is not functioning well. So, I hope this is not your home, but it's been a wonderful week. You and your husband love each other dearly. And, throughout the day you're communicating, and you're like, honey, what time are you going to be home today? He goes, I'm going to get in around 7. And you're like, ooh, yeah, I'm going to get the food done, get the kids taken care of, I'm putting everybody down. And hey, when he come home, whoo, it's on and popping. It's on and popping. So you done did all of that, you are waiting for him to come home. He comes home, he looks at you, go, hey, babe, what you doing? All right now, okay. And then he goes and sits on the couch and watches SportsCenter the rest of the night. And you're like, excuse me? That's a cholesterol issue. You ain't got to go through his phone seeing where he been. It's a cholesterol issue. So stop feeding your husband pork chops. So, moving on. That's where we're going next with other areas of cholesterol. Y'all bad. See, y'all got me acting up a bit. So y'all ain't gonna invite me back next year. The other area that's high in cholesterol really quick is pork. Now, we are in the church. The Bible says in Deuteronomy, or not Deuteronomy, I'm coming to that next, but the Bible says don't eat the swine, right? Old Testament, something like that. New Testament says pray over everything, right? I'm doing good, right, with scriptures. I ain't messed up nothing yet, right? Okay, good. Do you pray over a cigarette before you smoke it? No, because you know it's bad. Common sense is common sense. There are 3 things significantly wrong with pork. Number 1, the pig is the #1 carrier of arthritis in the animal kingdom. Arthritis is not hereditary. You eat your way to it. Number 2, the pig has no immune system. So if the most poisonous snake in the world bit a pig, the pig will not die because it's already toxic. And then thirdly, every pig has 18 to 20 parasites and worms that never die. So if you have some pork in your refrigerator and you want to do this wonderful experiment, just burn it really bad, like burn it black, like the tablecloth color, and you will not believe what happens in 4 or 5 days. Put it in a Ziploc bag, the worms will still come out. Not good, sister. So, for all my bacon lovers, sorry. So, if you do like bacon, how many like bacon? Okay, so here's the bacon that you want to get. It's called Wilshire. It's a complete clean turkey bacon, no nitrates, no sulfates, no pork casing. Stop buying Jenny-O's and Oscar Mayer's because even those turkey bacons are encased in pork. Okay, so that's where you get dairy. All right, so now I got to speed up because my normal time running. Okay, let's talk about what you need to eat so you can be healthy. That sound good? I done got everybody's attention. Yeah, I done scared the health into you. Okay, so real simple, y'all, real simple. I'm really simple with this stuff. It does not have to be complicated. You gotta eat more vegetables. You gotta get more fruit in your life. You gotta eat more clean fish. When I say clean fish, let me clarify fish. Catfish. Now I'm gonna say this twice because somebody gonna ask me as soon as I say this the 3rd time. Catfish, scallops, clams, lobster, shrimp, calamari, crab, tilapia are all scavengers, all high in cholesterol. Now once again, some people say, "Oh, I'm on a seafood diet. I see everything I eat." So everything you see, you eat, right? And so you want to move away from those type of fish though, because they're high in cholesterol. So once again, if you're having different issues internally, blood pressure, cholesterol, thyroid, hypothyroidism, all of that type of stuff, you go, well, I don't know where I'm getting it from. Yeah, this is probably where you're getting it from. So the clean fish, wild salmon, sea bass, halibut, cod, haddock, orange roughy, mahi-mahi. Say that again?
What about white perch?
White perch. It's, you know, some fish, you won't find as many wild fish here in Texas because there's no surrounding fresh water. So, perch, it's not too bad. But you want to make sure it's wild, if that makes sense. Okay, so more fruits, more vegetables, because fiber is the key. So, the other thing is I'm going to challenge you all to move away from everything white. White bread, white rice, white sugar, white potatoes, white flour. Because all of that turns immediately to sugar. White bread turns to sugar quicker than a Snickers bar. How many of you go to Papa Do's? Wait, come on now. How many of y'all go to have been to Papa Do's? Oh, that's better. There we go. You know, you go to Papa Do's, the bread comes out hot and fresh, and you can eat it as long as it's hot and fresh and buttery, and it never fills you up. Because it turns straight to sugar. So, back to what we want to focus on. You got to do a lot more vegetables, a lot more fruit, a lot of different type of whole grains, brown rice, and one of the things that I try to do is teach people how to make it taste good. Teach you how to make it taste good, teach it so it can be fun. Now let's talk about chicken. This is my last topic of the day, is chicken. Uh-oh. Actually, I got two more. I'm gonna try to slide in salt. I'm gonna try to slide in salt really quick if I can. Will y'all give me like 3 extra minutes? Have I been good enough to get 3 extra minutes? That's good. She looking at me like, well, I don't know. She like, I've been here since 11 o'clock, brother. And 3 more minutes is gonna put me behind at my nail appointment. Okay, actually I'm gonna jump to salt first and then I'm gonna come back to chicken. Salt retains water, water retains weight. You've heard that a million times, correct? But salt and sodium are not the same thing. Salt has a 2.5 to 1 ratio to sodium. I'll say that again. Salt has a 2.5 to 1 ratio to sodium. So, let's take Campbell's soup. We've all had Campbell's soup in our lifetime. Campbell's soup, sodium on that is 700. You gotta multiply 700 times 2.5. Ooh, that's 1,500. And then you gotta multiply it by the serving size. This big can is 2 servings. So now that's 3,000 milligrams of salt. Your daily allowance from the medical field is 2,500. And that's why most people consume 15 to 25,000 milligrams of salt every day. And that's why we're overweight, to be honest. Because it's not that you don't exercise or move around enough. You don't change what you put in your mouth. The definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. You have to ask yourself today, when you leave, am I going to continue to be insane? Now, if you like being insane, that's fine. I love you where you are. So, some of the things that I use for salt is, one of the things I use for salt, how many of you like soups? Cabbage. Keep your hands up if I'm hitting some. Collard greens. Beans and rice. One of the things I use is seaweed. Yeah, seaweed. Because seaweed has all of the salt that you need, but it doesn't raise your blood pressure. And it doesn't retain any weight. And it's full of iodine. The seaweed that I use is called kombu. Kombu. You can find this at Whole Foods, Sprouts, Central Market. It's sheets. You can just drop it, and it also acts as a tenderizer, and it's great for salt flavor. Now, how many of you buy sea salt, kosher salt, pink salt, Himalayan salt? Stop. And the reason why is on those bottles, they tell you right in the front This does not contain iodine, a necessary nutrient. You need iodine, ladies, for your thyroid to operate properly every day. So just go back to our little umbrella lady, the one we grew up with. You know, the little blue box. Morton's, there you go. Okay, so last topic real quick is chicken. And, okay, I got 3 minutes because I do want to be invited back. You guys have been a wonderful crowd. So, really quick, chicken. How many of you like chicken? Everybody like chicken. I'm not going to tell you not to eat chicken. That would just be sacrilegious. Were they eating chicken in the garden? Was there chicken in the Garden of Eden? I don't think so, y'all. In your imagination of the garden, there might have been some chicken. I believe in Genesis says something about let the seed be the meat. So, when it comes to chicken, in Deuteronomy 12, the Bible says eat no blood. Well, depending on where you're buying your chicken from, Kroger's, Tom Thumb, Sam's, Aldi's, Sack and Save, Mingers, Kroger's, Albertsons. God forbid you buying chicken from 7-Eleven, but they selling it too now. All of that has blood in the packaging. Right? And it's toxic. So the cleanest version of chicken to buy is kosher chicken. Kosher. How many of you heard of kosher hot dogs, right? Yeah, I knew y'all knew that. So yeah. The thing about kosher chicken that makes it the best is it has, number one, the way it's raised. Number two, the way it's killed. There's no trauma in the killing of the animal. They use a stainless steel blade to kill it. Because if you're consuming chickens whose necks get wrung like that, it's trauma. Trauma releases toxicity. And the toxicity is in the blood. With kosher chicken, they use a stainless steel blade, cut the head off, no trauma. Thirdly, they clean it with salt and vinegar. And then the rabbi prays over every single piece. And kosher chicken is even better than organic. Now, the problem is kosher chicken is not found everywhere. The best place to find kosher chicken, the easiest place is Trader Joe's. They carry it. Or if you live in a Jewish community, certain Tom Thumbs will have kosher markets. So, any questions really quick? Let me give everybody my information if you want to follow me, if you got questions, if you want more information, because I know we are running out of time. At least my time is running out. I don't know what y'all got to do. But from a email, if you want to email me, my email is P as in Paul, RITTER2355@gmail. Now, only email me if you really don't want a response. You just want to ask a question, you really don't want a response, then you email me. If you want a response, then take this number down, 817-305-3202. That is my personal phone number. I just gave y'all, so don't be prank calling me. You're like, girl, let's just call him and see if he answers and hang up. 817-305-3202. If you are on Facebook, it's just Paul Ritter, Facebook. You know what I look like. Hopefully you don't forget what I look like before I leave. So, you know, that water conversation will come back to you. And then if you're on, for all my Instagram fans out there, it's P as in Paul, Ritter, RITTER, 2355. Did everybody get everything? Yes? Do I have time to open it up for questions for a couple of minutes? Okay, any questions on anything? Yes, ma'am.
We talked about where we could get milk, where can we get good cheese? Is there a thing such as good cheese?
No. No, really. You can buy organic cheese, and you can get it from Whole Foods or Central Market or something like that. But there is no good dairy product. It's a higher quality of a bad thing. Goat cheese is even better. That's better. But there is no good version of dairy, period. because our bodies weren't designed to deal with it outside of coming from breast milk. Okay, next question. Yes.
Well, what about if you keep your teeth but not so much of it, as long as you eat plenty of fiber, because then you're helping to wash some of it.
Right. So basically, this is what you just said to me. I'm going to break it down in real language. Okay. How many of you did not grow up in the church your whole life? Okay. So basically, what you just really asked me to, I'm gonna give you a street language. If I just do a little crack, I'm gonna exercise real good, but I just do a little every now and then. Will I still pass the drug test? That's what she really said. Well, okay, I'm gonna say it again. I know I got close, like a couple, but there is no good dairy product. Do I like cheese? Yes. Do I like pizza? Yes. Do I like macaroni and cheese? Yes. Do I eat it very often? No. And when I do, it comes from Whole Foods because I know how they handle their products because I work with them a lot. But there is no good dairy. Look at your neighbor and say, no good dairy. No good dairy. Okay. Y'all couldn't even get it out your mouth. They couldn't even form their lips to say it. Question, yes, Lisa. Thank you. See, Niecy's one of my clients, so see, she got the inside scoop on everything. What y'all need to do is just pin Niecy in the corner and say, girl, tell us everything he ain't saying. There's another thing that I do use for salt called Bragg's liquid aminos. How many of you familiar with Bragg's apple cider vinegar? They have another product called Bragg's liquid aminos that is amazing. It looks like soy sauce, but it's not. It has all 16 of your amino acids in it. Now that's important because your body only produces 9 and you need 15 every day. Amino acids turns into your protein and your muscle builders and so forth like that. Next question, yeah.
I heard somebody say something about coffee.
Coffee. There is no good coffee. Coffee falls in the dairy category. And let me explain why, because caffeine, she about to leave, right? Caffeine races your heart, right? Caffeine gives you, that's why you drink it, gives you a boost, right? Yeah. So, if it boosts your heart and races it, that can't be good because your heart, the way God created you, has a rhythm. It's like dancing has a rhythm. Your heart has a rhythm. And every time you consume caffeine, you affect the rhythm of your heart. What was it? I saw someone, you had a question, which you had your hand raised. Chicory?
That's from the deep south.
You know about that one? It's kind of like crack. She said that, I didn't. A couple more questions. Anyone?
What kind of services do you provide?
Oh, Mama's giving an infomercial now. Thank you, Mama. Never fails, right? Okay, so if you're interested in more information, here's an infomercial, right? If you're interested in more information, I do multiple things. One is I take you shopping. Teach you how to shop at Whole Foods. And teach you how to save money shopping at Whole Foods. Because most people assume that Whole Foods means whole check. It does not. And Whole Foods has a wonderful policy where you can try anything before you buy it. Don't they, Niecy? And so that's one thing that I do. I take you shopping, I educate you on better products. So it's not all deprivation. If you're a cereal lover, I'm gonna show you cleaner versions of the cereals you like. Instead, if you're a Fruit Loop lover, we're gonna get away from red number 5 and yellow number 4 and buy a cereal that looks like Fruit Loop, but they color it with annatto and beets and squash, and it will taste just as good, if not better, than your Fruit Loops, and the box price is the same. So that's one thing I offer. Also, I do in-home meal prep. or I come to your home and I cook your lunch and dinner. I also do consulting where if you just want to learn how, if you want me to teach you how. So you all have my phone number. If you're interested in any of that stuff, just see me afterwards. I'll be hanging around and we can set up a time where I'll come to you and do an individual consultation and really get in all your business. She turned away, she's like, she looked like, no. And I get in all your business and then we build a plan that suits your lifestyle.
Soy milk, almond milk.
Soy, almond milk, once again, if you have a blood pressure or cholesterol or you're trying to lose some weight, you want to move away from that because that's got traces of cholesterol. Yes? Sucralose. That's an artificial, well, it's not, it's a sweetener. Are you talking about using it for sweetener or? It's in so much and you want to stay away from it. And, there's so much more I didn't share, but I want to be respectful of your time. Nisi has, yes? Okay, see, I told y'all Nisi got all stuff. Y'all just got corner Nisi. She's going to tell you everything to get. How many of you experience cramping sometime? Muscle cramps, spasms. How many of you sometimes feel a little anxious, like anxiety? Yeah. How many of you sometimes don't know what you're feeling? So, here's a product. It's called magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide by Now. It's a powder. And it's incredible because, number one, magnesium is the mineral that you need more than anything else at this stage of life. Because when you get enough magnesium in your body, you can never have a heart attack or stroke. Magnesium also is a muscle relaxer. So it prevents cramping. The main ingredient in Epsom salt is magnesium oxide. Magnesium also helps you sleep better. Works with your digestive tract, improves your memory. Now the thing is, where do we get magnesium from on a food grade? It's all of our dark green vegetables. But most of us are not eating 5 to 7 helpings a day. No, we're not. On that note, I'm going to turn this back over to the lady that invited me. I want to thank you so very much for having me. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, first, now I need to apologize for giving you turkey and ham as your food option. So next time it'll just be completely fish. Come to my world. But anyways, we got to clean up and get out of here. I want to tell you thank you, Paul, for sharing that wonderful information. Thank you very much. Now, at this time, I'm going to quickly do a giveaway, and then we need to turn this place around because I got to get home. All right, so I'm leaning on my sister.